reactions. So first type of chemical reaction is combination reaction, and in this combination reaction I already discussed in one of the first video in which we were combining methane gas with oxygen. Combination reaction means the reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Suppose we have reactant A and we are combining it with reactant B, you will get the product AB. This kind of reactions is known as combination reaction. Now I will explain further with the help of an example. For example 1, that is burning of coal. What is coal? Carbon. It is a form of carbon. So carbon, that is in the solid form, combines with oxygen, gaseous form, you will get CO2. Again CO2 is in the gaseous form. This is a complete chemical reaction, it is even balanced. The second example of combination reaction is formation of water. What is water? H2O. Now how you will get water? By combining hydrogen and oxygen. So this is hydrogen plus oxygen, you will get H2O. Hydrogen gas, it is represented as G. O2 again G, then H2O. H2O is in the liquid form. Now combination reaction means it is only whenever you are combining any of the two reactants you will get a product. That means it is a combination reaction. Now again in the previous videos you would have seen that some of the examples, nitrogen plus oxygen, we are getting NO3. It is also a combination reaction. So there are many examples of combination reaction. Now next type of reaction is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction means in this type of reaction a compound splits. Splits means it is divided into two or more product substance. That is, it is opposite of combination reaction. Now in combination reaction we are combining A plus B, we got AB. In decomposition reaction A gives B plus C, or we can say that AB gives B and some other product. Now decomposition reaction is again divided into three types. That is thermal decomposition. Thermal, the name itself suggests thermal means heat. Electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic means electricity. Photolysis decomposition. Photolysis means photo means light. Now we will get into detail of thermal, all these types of decomposition reaction. So our first type of decomposition reaction is thermal decomposition. As I told you, thermal itself means heat. So when the decomposition reaction is carried out in the presence of by heating. Heating, again you can symbolize heating with the help of the delta sign. Calcium carbonate. Calcium Ca, carbonate CO3. It is in the solid form when you are heating it. So as I told you that whenever you are heating it or anything, you have to write it in the arrow on the upside of the arrow. Heat or delta sign, you will get CaO. What was CaO? Calcium oxide. This is light, plus CO2 in the gaseous form. So here we have this is calcium carbonate. It splits into two different compounds, that is CaO and CO2. This is thermal decomposition. Next is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition means a decomposition reaction is carried out by passing electricity. This example we have already done we have learned that electrolytic cell, the process of electrolysis, in the process of electroplating, in all this process electrolytic decomposition takes place. Now I have taken here the example of H2O. H2O, how can you separate H2 and O2? With the help by passing electric current, that is H2. H2O, it is the liquid form, it will be split into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Now the third kind of decomposition is photolysis decomposition. Photolysis, photo means light. So it is carried out in presence of sunlight. Now the example of photolytic decomposition is AgCl. What is Ag? Silver. Cl chloride. Silver chloride. It is the solid form. In presence of sunlight, it will be split into Ag, silver and Cl2. Both of them will be in the solid form. And this reaction is carried out used in black and white photography. You would have seen that in the black and white photographic film. So that film is of AgCl only. This is an important question that can be asked for 1 mark questions at all. Next is the third type of reaction is, so we have completed 2 types of reaction, combination and decomposition. Combination means when you are combining 2 reactants, you will get a product, that is combination, and a compound when it is divided into 2 different compounds, it is known as decomposition reaction. In the decomposition, we already saw the 3 types of decomposition reactions. Now the third type of reaction is displacement reaction. So this displacement reaction, displacement means to change the place. Okay, so in displacement reaction means the reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution. Whenever more reactive element, now you would know that how it is more. How can we know that it is more reactive or less reactive? With the help of balancing everything, we will learn how it is more reactive or less reactive. So now here I am taking the example of Fe, that is iron, that is in the solid form when it reacts with CuSO4. We have done this activity in our previous classes also, that when you are taking a solution of copper sulfate which is blue in color, and when we put an iron nail inside it, the blue colored solution will turn into greenish color. So that is Fe, solid form. When it reacts with CuSO4, CuSO4 is an aqueous solution, it will be converted into FeSO4, aqueous and Cu. You can see here that Fe, first Fe was alone and it was CuSO4. Now instead of Cu, Fe is a more reactive metal, so it has taken the place of Cu. So now in the product side we will get FeSO4. So now from here Cu will be separated alone. Now Cu is alone. So Fes plus CuS, Fe, which is in the solid form, when it combines with CuSO4, your Fe will replace the copper in copper sulfate, because Fe is more reactive than copper. So it will react with SO4. So we will get FeSO4 and Cu. Now to explain it, we have one experiment also, that this is a test tube A. In test tube A, you have taken CuSO4 solution, as I have already told you, that CuSO4 solution, and when you are dipping an iron nail inside it, the color of the solution will turn into greenish color. So means there is a change in reaction. And why the color of copper sulfate has been changed? Because the Cu has been removed from SO4. So the blue color of CuSO4 is changed. Next is double displacement reaction. Now displacement reaction, you already know that when a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal, it is a displacement reaction. Next is double displacement reaction. A reaction in which new compounds are formed by mutual exchange of ions between the 2 compounds. When 2 compounds are combined together and when there is exchange between both of them, the ions are exchanged. Now how the ions are exchanged? We have already learned about valency. Okay, in the previous chapter, in the previous 9th grade, we have learned what is valency and all. So when, according to the valence electrons, when it combines with some other element, so in that case there will be exchange of ions. And what is ions? Whenever an atom gets loses or gains an electron, it will be converted into an ion. Sodium sulfate, sodium Na sulfate SO4, Na2SO4, which is an aqueous solution, when it combines with barium chloride, barium Ba, chloride is Cl2. Again it is an aqueous solution. When you combine these 2 compounds, you will get barium sulfate, BaSO4 plus NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Now first sodium sulfate, in the reactant side you can see it is sodium sulfate. In the product side you can see barium sulfate. So what happened? Ba is having 2 plus charge. So what happens? It will be combined with SO4. So instead of Na2SO4, in the product side you are getting BaSO4. This Na2 has been replaced with the Ba. And again, what is remaining here? Na is remaining and Cl. SO4, from Na here and Cl here will combine together and it will form NaCl, that is sodium chloride. So in this reaction, there is exchange of ions, that is Na is exchanged, Na and Ba plus 2 and SO4 minus has exchanged their places and they have formed form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Next is oxidation and reduction reactions. Now oxidation and reduction means addition of oxygen. So in any of the reaction, any of the compound, when you are adding oxygen or removing hydrogen, addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen means oxidation. Reduction means addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen means reduction. So I will explain it with the help of an example. Copper plus oxygen gives CuO. To balance this equation, 2Cu plus O2 gives 2Cu. Now you can see here that earlier in the reactant side it is Cu and the product side it is CuO, copper oxide. So here it was Cu, oxygen is added to Cu, addition of oxygen, that means it is oxidation. So Cu plus O2 gives CuO, this is an oxidation reaction. Now in Cu oxygen has been added, that means Cu is oxidized. It has undergone the process of oxidation. Next example, CuO, copper oxide, in presence of hydrogen, it reacts with hydrogen and forms Cu plus H2O. Now again in this reaction, it is CuO. In the product side you have seen that it is Cu. Oxygen is removed from CuO and in the product side you are getting only Cu. So oxygen is removed. Oxygen is removed. Removal of oxygen. So means it is reduction reaction. Now again it is here hydrogen. Here it was hydrogen. In the product side it is H2O. So here oxygen is added. So here it is oxidation reaction. So in any of the reaction, when hydrogen is added and oxygen is removed, it is reduction reaction, and when it is the vice versa opposite of it, it is the oxidation reaction. And now as you can see that in this reaction, it is undergoing oxidation reaction and reduction reaction both. Cu is reduced and hydrogen is oxidized. So in any reaction, when you can see oxidation reduction reaction together, it is known as redox reaction. So in any of the chemical reaction, when oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, it is known as reduction reaction. Now again, in detailing of this, copper when reacts with oxygen will get CuO. We know that the valency of copper is +2, valency of oxygen is -2. Here when we are getting CuO, we have done the molecular formula, how we are converting any of the, how we are finding the molecular formula. I have explained you the cross multiplication method and all. So in that you will get Cu plus O. You are getting CuO. Now here copper +2. It will lose its electron. Loss of electrons means oxidation, and in oxygen was having -2. Why? Because it is gaining electron. So any of the element that loses electron, it will undergo oxidation, and when it will gain electron, it will undergo reduction. So here we are completing the types of chemical reactions. Now the last topic in this chapter is the effects of oxidation in our daily life. So what are the effects of oxidation in our daily life? The first effect is corrosion. What is corrosion? You would have seen that during the monsoon time and all, the grills and the windows and all are getting corroded. It is getting into brown color. Layer is formed on the surface of these grills and all metals. So it is known as corrosion. When a metal is exposed to substance such as moisture, air, water, acid, etc. for some time, it forms a layer of oxide, which forms a layer of oxygen, which weakens the metal, and hence the metal will get corroded. Now, rusting of iron is an example of corrosion. The black coating on silver, you would have seen that the silver, whatever the silver jewelries you are having or the instrument you are having, vessels that you are having at your home, after some time, when it is kept open for some time, it will be, there a blackish layer will be formed on top of it. It is because of corrosion. Next is green coating on copper. It is also because of corrosion. Now how can you prevent corrosion? We can prevent corrosion by painting, greasing, galvanization, etc. We can we can prevent the corrosion. Now next effect of chemical reaction is rancidity. Rancidity means the oxidation of fats. Fats means oil. Okay, the oxidation of fats or oils when exposed to air is known as rancidity. Now, what it leads to? It generally affects the food, generally oily food and all. The smell of the food will be changed. The taste of the food will also be changed. So you would have seen that whatever the wrappers, the chips packet, whatever you are having, it is having nitrogen gas. So why they are putting nitrogen gas inside it? So that it will prevent the rancidity. So in the wafers, the potato wafers, chips packet and all, nitrogen gas is inserted into it so that it will not get rancid. So to avoid rancidity, what is your? To avoid rancidity, generally in the food packets they are putting inside it nitrogen gas to avoid this rancidity. So here we are completing our chapter number 1. I hope you are very clear with all the topics. So all the best. Be at home and stay safe.